Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of Behind the Counter. This is our first episode of 2020. It's going to be the year of hindsight. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of Behind the Counter. I'm Mike Boroff.
I'm Richard Carajon.
Here it is. This is our first episode of 2020.
It's 2020.
I know, it's 2020. This is 2020. That still bummed me out that they didn't get Barbara Walters to do that. But we're coming back from a long holiday hiatus. It's been a long winter, brother, you know.
It's been a crazy, hectic.
I know you had school, you
yeah.
know, and I think since the last time we've shot an episode, I've changed jobs, so that was a huge life thing. Just a nice reminder to everybody, you know, that life goes on, you know.
Right.
But life goes on, but so does the awesome fandom. We did kind of purposely wait until now to shoot this episode because we're going to be talking about Crisis. Now, granted, the 5 arc has been over, but we wanted to wait until we discussed it. We wanted to wait until the first episodes.
Well, they've been starting to send the changes, the ripples.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about the ripples through the universe, the Arrowverse, or whatever they're going to call it now.
The first thing we have to mention is Crisis itself.
Yes.
The last time that we talked was the first 3.
Right. Yeah.
So we're here.
We did a roundup on that.
Yeah. The last 2 episodes. What did you think?
I think it was great. I mean, it had that feel of the original Marv Wolfman series.
Yes.
And Marv Wolfman.
And we would like to take a chance to thank certain individuals on the internet who warned everybody who wasn't able to watch, like The Flash, that moment. Richard saved me. Richard got a hold of me because I work third shift now, so he got a hold of me down and he goes, stay off of the internet.
Because they were spoiling it left and right, which I was very upset.
Right out of the gate. I mean, there was no warning, and it wasn't even just individuals. I'll throw shade on individuals, but when major, like Facebook pages and Instagram, when major people, it was like the minute the show was running its credits, they were on it. So he got a hold of me. He's like, just stay.
They were on there before the credits was rolling.
Stay off of everything, and I did. And I think the only thing that you'd said to me, he goes, I don't want to spoil the cameo. And I'm like, okay, I'm off. I shut the phone off. Normally when I get home from work now, you know, I stay up a little bit and I go to sleep. But I was like, I have to watch it now. And Ezra Miller, man, from the Justice League, that was pretty dope.
We got the DCEU.
Yeah, which opened up a whole new basket because it's like, is it really a part of their multiverse, or is it like a multiverse on top of a multiverse?
I think it's just all multiverses.
Yeah, because it was so, seeing the two of them together and the great when they were comparing costumes, like that looks so comfortable. Oh, he said what we all thought the first time we saw Ezra Miller in his Flash come. Ezra Miller was just that looks so comfortable. And Grant Gustin was like, yours is so shiny, you know. And what was even greater was after the fact, when you find out that scene was shot like way after everything else had been done. They were like, here's a great the producers like, here's an opportunity. Can we make it happen? And the writers were like, we'll make it happen.
Because they were like in the Speed Force, you know.
Yeah,
so
it was
could
when
do
they were
a little bit of difference,
you
know. So it fit real good, I thought.
I did too, and it felt really good. Did you notice one thing, especially in that episode? There was a lot of moments where it was like when the characters were talking, they were looking right into the camera.
Oh.
Like they were doing this constantly, like, Barry, what are you doing here? I don't know. And then they cut to Barry, and Barry's like, oh, it felt, I think I know what they were trying to do, but it just felt really creepy.
Deadpool. Oh.
Well, because, it was like when the Flash went back to get White Canary, that scene with Laurel and John Diggle, they were both just like looking into it was weird and a little bit unsettling, but it was so good.
It even had a little bit of fisheye effect to it.
That's what it was. It had that little warped reality, you know. But
because I think it was because he was like looking out of the Speed Force. I think they were trying to give you that illusion
I give you that
he was like going through all these time frames and stuff.
It was just slightly off kilter. The other great cameo was, you mentioned him earlier, Marv Wolfman.
Oh, yeah.
That was so nice seeing him. It was like, can I get your guys' autograph? I love it when you team up.
He's so cool in person.
Oh, he is. He's a super guy. I still think one of my favorite Legends of Tomorrow, man. Dude, if you gauge how great a show is by like your response when you watch a show, like those moments where you like, yeah, and like laugh out. Legends of Tomorrow is killing it for me because I'll watch all the other shows and just be like, this is great. But I watch Legends.
You got drug into the crisis?
Oh, I love how they constantly acknowledge that it's a crossover. It's like, oh, are you in a crossover? But, oh, man, seeing Brandon Routh as Superman and the way that they did the King, it was like they did an amalgamation between the Superman Returns universe and the Kingdom Come universe. Oh, my God. And he looked great. He looked absolutely awesome in that costume. And speaking of looking great, man, holy crap, when they went to Smallville.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ, Tom Welling was huge. Holy, even Lois was like, damn, look at the Bronny, man. It looked like, hey.
But back to the Brandon Routh, I loved how after the multiverses collapsed, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but they gave a new homage and he changed his...
He changed back.
Yeah. So
and he did that classic
spin-off, yeah.
one of these. I loved it so much.
So 80s.
But we saw the best send-off for Oliver Queen.
Oh, yeah.
As the Spectre, which anyone who knows the character of the Spectre,
yeah,
how dead could he really be, But seeing that fight, that was so great, and
it's one of them things,
It was, especially if you're a fan of the original Crisis on Infinite Earths, them dropping all those Easter eggs. Oh my God. I like to, at the end, when they combine the universes, that our characters, Flash, Supergirl, Batwoman, they think the multiverse is gone.
Right.
Because their universes are they think the multiverse is gone.
Because it collapsed and they were on the edge of infinity or whichever. So.
But it was a nice little touch too when they showed all the other Earths that are still
relaunching.
They showed the Titans.
Yeah. Swamp Thing. They
showed Green Lantern. From the movie. Now, that's balls. That's when you have the fans by the wallet, when you can show a flashback from that craptastic movie and still get an applause.
Well, it's like a preview for what's coming.
Which we'll jump into. Now that Crisis, we waited until Crisis was over because we wanted to see the fallout, or not so much the fallout,
but where they're going to take it.
Yes, we're seeing, especially a great example of this is in Batwoman, the doppelgangers.
Oh yeah,
we're seeing that certain people.
There was residents left over,
Yes. Because in Batwoman, Kate Kane's sister becomes Alice.
Right.
But now we have an unfettered version of her sister, an un-Alice version of her sister making an appearance.
Right, where she's an astrophysicist.
Yeah.
And understands the multiverse.
I will say this. That was one thing. It was a nice touch. It was kind of a what's the expression? Deus machina, where it was just like John Jones going, "Oh, you forgot the Crisis? Zoink!
Yeah,
I remember everything."
And then they had those little devices.
Someone is going around,
awakening people or something. That reminds me. Is that like a guy with a mask that runs around?
I don't know because
he wasn't part of this crisis, but the comic book crisis, he was a big part of it.
Psycho Pirate.
Yeah.
Because it was, I think one of the best examples of that was in Green Arrow. When Mia's fiance, was also the person who was Deathstroke in the
2040.
In her timeline, but he doesn't remember anything. But some mysterious figure showed up and was just like, gave him the Vulcan nerve pinch or whatever.
So
it was like, I'm evil.
Is Luthor manipulating things?
I don't think it's Luthor.
Okay.
That one I don't think it is. Which, by the way, man, fully embracing John Cryer as Lex Luthor. Thank you so much for that. I love that scene in Supergirl where it's kind of like they're playing him as the lesser of two evils.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody, But I liked when they were at the toy fair and he sees the Lex Luthor, which, by the way, I will totally buy. They showed the Lex Luthor action figure, and he's disappointed because there's so many of them, and he thought they would be sold out. He is such a great Lex Luthor. I do. I love him as Lex Luthor.
I like Brainy's back to like he's supposed to be.
Brainiac is back to being Brainiac. When they did the
whole inhibitors taken off, and then he's back to his green, and he's not blue.
Yeah, I know that was the thing that bugged you from like the get-go. It was just like he was like, what? That was the other remnant, was the other Brainiacs we got to see.
And they all merged into the collective mind. So they're who knows where they're going to go with that? I mean, and the Legion, the Toy Man, story.
Seeing Windshot return, that was such a nice. They thank you for giving him the props and respect that character deserved, because they showed him his life in the future, married,
right,
child. Thank you for giving a good character a really good. I don't want to say send off
because he married a dream girl in the future, so it's a nice touch, especially when he's talking to whoever. I don't know how that's all going to work out.
Yeah,
the timeline was a little wobbly still.
That's
a whole nother episode.
Yeah. Speaking of time, again, the follow-up episode with the Legends of Tomorrow. I was done. I was literally done. I was laughing my ass off. But at the same time, how they were dealing with Sarah's dealing with Oliver.
Oh, yeah.
That was sincerity. That was, for anybody who's ever lost somebody, that was real. Because, all of her friends are like, no, it's a touchy subject, don't mention it. And she's like, no, you're my friends. I need you to mention it. That was great. But also that... just the idea that they were all so starstruck with the Atom with his Atom cam, just like cut, like, oh man.
Well, they had that documentary.
The document, yeah, Meet Your Oh my God. No show takes itself less seriously, but still comes across awesome as Legends. But the thing we're going to leave with is we have to mention it. As of filming this was just like last night or the night before was the series finale of Arrow.
It's over.
It is over, and it was a great send off.
Oh yeah.
It showed how Oliver's sacrifice affected
everybody.
Everybody, not just his city. The world.
Then who he brought back.
Oh my God, seeing Tommy and his mom. And I love the way they redid the flashback.
Oh, yeah.
Where in the original, because I love that show, when Slade, does that number to his sword, people. He didn't he did this with the sword, but in the new timeline, Oliver was able to save her. It was great having her there. The reasoning behind keeping the current Laura Lance,
right,
and not bringing back that Earth's Laura Lance.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I like the little pilot within the series.
I want that show. I was all for that. Well, they're talking about it, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really talking about it's going to be something.
The Canaries.
It's me and the Canary, or Green Arrow and the Canaries.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to see more, because we don't know whether or not if William was woke up or not, but
because
they never showed him.
They never did show.
They never showed him. I want to see him in the show because I want to see those roles reversed. I want to see Mia as the Green Arrow, and I want to see William playing the Watchtower.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Character.
It could be.
I really do. I loved Mia. Is such a great character. Seeing her in that outfit.
Oh.
That was the other small touch I loved, and it took me a minute to really appreciate it, was the subtle changes to Diggle's costume. They added green to it.
Oh, yeah.
It was hard to see because, everything's usually filmed at night, but Spartan's costume definitely had green highlights, and his light on his helmet was green, which, again, could be not only an homage to his fallen brother, but to a very special scene at the end of the episode where this asteroid comes down. The case threw me off, though, because I'm like, it looked like a sunglasses case. I rewound it. I looked at it. I'm like, that looked like a sunglasses case.
That's all they had on set. No.
That's all they. Oh God! Has anybody got a ring box? No! Ah!
It was kryptonite.
Steve, hand me your sunglasses.
It was kryptonite. Oh.
But it was.
It was Batman's kryptonite.
Oh,
it fell from a satellite.
That could be, but it was revealed earlier episodes that John Diggle's stepfather, who was played by Ernie Hudson's last name, is Stewart. But Diggle never accepted the last name because he didn't really.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't really dig his dad, so it's one of those things where legally his name is John Stewart. But I want to see that so much because I really love John Diggle. That's what broke me. I'm not gonna lie. There was a couple scenes during that finale because knowing that show was coming into an end, any scene that had Diggle in it, I was just like, nope. Grown man, it's a TV show. I know it's a TV show. These people are fine. I'm not okay. John Diggle just lost his brother. Oh. Because no other character on that show, aside from maybe Sarah, was really, well, of course, Felicity.
Oh, yeah.
But seeing John's reaction, because not only, did he lose his brother, but he felt responsible because, he always looked at him like his brother and that he was his bodyguard. And, he failed him twice. Yeah. But, oh, man.
It was a good tie-up. And I like how they delayed Flash coming back for the second part of the season. So we got Arrow out of the way. Now Flash can come into his own.
Yeah, and it was very nice seeing Wally and Kara show for the funeral.
Oh, yeah.
That was the other part where I lost it because I'm like, I didn't even think about it because there was already so much going on.
We forgot to talk about the biggest scene in the ending of Crisis.
I know what you're talking about.
The Super Friends.
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice.
And Gleek.
Oh my God, dude! I'm not kidding you. Actually, I thought, even after I'd seen Ezra Miller, I really thought that was the cameo you were talking about because when they showed the table, which was awesome, but when you heard that noise, you're like, what? At first, you're like, what is that? Then you hear it's like that's a monkey. Then they showed the box. I was like, oh. Then they played the music. I was like, oh. That would be ambitious to do an animated crossover. I don't mean like the entire episode is animated. I mean like poorly two-dimensional drawing. Superman comes flying in, like complete Cheeseville, and Earl's like,
"Where am I?" Oh,
Zeus!
Hey, there's a Superman villain that could make that possible.
And there is talks that a certain devilish little imp might be making a.
Well, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, that would be so dope. But yeah, in all, I gotta say, as far as their crossovers go, they've gotten better consistently, and it just makes me wonder how they're going to do it.
I know what I want to see. I just want to see there isn't really a event crossover. Why don't we just have some crossovers?
Now it's completely more.
It works.
Yeah.
Brave and the Bold with Batwoman and Supergirl. I mean, who knows?
I really want to see that because they teased that so much in the last crossover.
Right.
Because when they first met, they were like, "We make a pretty good team." She's like the world's finest, and you're like, "Oh."
Yeah. You never know.
But we did get to see. We're seeing a lot more of Tyler Cochin's Superman.
Yeah.
The announcement. The announcement that they're going to have I don't want to say Lois and Clark because
Yeah, but
that's the one group that did not get any type of cameo.
Right, we don't know what happened.
Was Lois and Clark?
It's just that one little. Oh yeah, they didn't. That's right.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
There was no
no Dean Cain or
no Lois and Clark at all. Huh.
And I don't know. And
Poor Dean Cain was probably
Super-
watching it, eating his.
And Supergirl didn't make it either from the movie. I mean, it was.
That's true.
In the crisis episodes.
That's true.
So I'm just saying there was another one that didn't quite fit.
Yeah, but I can't wait to see, you know, like you said before, we couldn't wait to the next crisis to see all these types of crossovers, but now we don't have to wait.
How about the other bomb drop of the other son?
Your son's yes, when where was Clark when he got the phone
He
call?
was flying somewhere.
That's right, yeah.
Because he had to stop and pick up something for her or something.
Yeah, and Lois calls him, and even he was kind of confused at first. He's like, "My what?" And he goes, "Sons." She says, "Sons," plural.
Yeah, yeah. So, and she hadn't been brought aware of the crisis yet. So
No,
she
'cause
would have
she
still been
wasn't-
in the other, in the new universe.
That's well. See, this is why you talk to your friends about shows like this.
Because I caught that, because I know she hadn't been awakened to what had happened.
This is
and
true.
Superman had been awakened, so.
Yeah.
Or he never even lost
Well,
his
yeah,
memory.
he was a Paragon.
Yeah, yeah.
Which makes you wonder if
See, I originally thought it was going to be Super Sons. You know, someone else was going to have a son, but you know,
don't even get
because there's some casting not rumors, but they were casting for 2 boys for the series.
Oh, that would be dope.
But I don't think it's going to be that, because that's what I was
Right.
originally hoping. Because
if Bruce was kind of like, "Hey man, I'm Batman and I'm gonna f some stuff up. Could you watch my son Damian?
Yeah.
He's an assassin.
well, that's what I.
You know, at least I know he can't kill you.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either. I would love
But
it.
that would have been great.
To be honest with you, when it comes to the Super Sons with Damian and Jonathan, I want to see animated.
Oh wow.
I want to see animated
Yeah.
because those two.
Yeah, like Harley Quinn style. You know.
Oh, that's another episode. Kudos, by the way. But yeah, wrapping it up, taking as long as the crisis did, but I absolutely loved it. I was very heartbroken and I was very touched at the end of Arrow. You know, so you go, and it was great to show. I don't want to say new scenes, but like flashback scenes. That fight scene.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that was like up there with Daredevil. It was like that one long, just slow, exhausting fight where that was so good. The whole thing with his son getting kidnapped was kind of a throwaway, but
Oh well.
it was a nice little bit of action. But it was great seeing everybody together, them shutting off the lights of the bunker. And then, you know, we got Batwoman, we got Flash, we got Supergirl, we got Legends. It's
And
just
Stargirl's coming.
and Stargirl's coming. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we still got plenty more shows. Titans is still around.
Right.
A little hiatus.
His 3rd season's coming.
3rd season. Doom Patrol. You know.
Yeah, that's a little out there, and they're not sure where that's going to wind up. You know.
Yeah.
We got HBO Max coming, so that's going to be. It's for the better, I hope.
So, wrapping it up. I absolutely love the Crisis. I'm loving where the show's going. Richard, your final thoughts?
Thanks to Alter Ego for letting us film here.
Yes.
Remember, like, share, and subscribe to our videos.
And where can they find our videos, Richard?
UndergroundVideoNetwork.com to find all the social links.